Hey guys, well, this video was definitely past due. Here we are, and today we're going to be taking a look at my tattoos, up close and personal. We may even trace them. And I actually got a new tattoo yesterday that is just the outline. And I'll let you guys comment in the comment section what colors we should implement on a few of the elements. But first, I'm not sure how we're going to do this. I'm a rather tall fellow, so this could be tricky getting everything in frame. So I'll do my best to keep it to where you guys can actually see the tattoos, while I'm also close enough to the mic to provide some auditory tingles for you. But with that said, let's go ahead and just jump right in. First thing we need to do is moisturize the arms, because I'm about as dry as a turtle basking on a log in the sun. So let's do that. We'll be using our handy dandy Gold Bond Shaquille O'Neal approved lotion. Shaquille O'Neal approved lotion to do this. And it should be pretty nice. All right. And I already did the treating for my new tattoo. Got it all cleaned up and moistened, but my hands aren't super clean right now, so I'm not gonna hit it again with the lotion, but it's up here, my shoulder. And I'll give you a closer look at that here in a minute, obviously. Okay. So, do we want to start with the hand or the shoulder? The hand? Save the best for last? Okay, we can do that. Okay, so my first tattoo. Not my first to get, but the first we'll be looking at today is this tiger tattoo. And I personally think this is one of my favorites. This was done by a man by the name of Josh Paul, and he owns a tattoo studio in Little Rock called High Regard Tattoo. It's a little private shop. They just take appointment only, but he did this tattoo. And you can see all the details. And it looks pretty gnarly and mean. I like God's eyes are piercing. Piercing eyes of a tiger. And now, I didn't get a lot of these tattoos for any particular meaning. I more get tattoos for the way that the art makes me feel. And this particular tattoo, every time I look at it, just that kind of fierce energy, and it makes me feel focused for some weird reason. Every time I look at it, I feel a sense of focus, and kind of reminds me of purpose and whatnot too. So that's a good reason to have a tattoo, is any. I got this crystal here on my finger. On my wedding finger, actually. I think it's a good reminder to just try to live life with clarity. Try to keep all that fog out of your head, all the noise. The crystal's a nice grounding thing to see when you look at a tattoo. It's nice to feel grounded. It's nice to feel grounded. And then the same with the vines on my pinky and my index finger. Sort of just a nature grounding sort of reminder to try to stay grounded and not get too bogged down with, the busyness of life. And then I have a birth date reminder on my wrist, a birth year rather. You can do the math, but 91 is when I was born. I'm a weird guy, and so I always find numbers and how they're presented to be aesthetically pleasing. And so 1991 is a very aesthetically pleasing number. And in fact, here's some information that I usually don't share with people, but I have this thing where I count words in my head. Often, I count how many letters are in words, just subconsciously, throughout the day. And it's a really strange tick, but that's something strange that I do. So, yeah. And then we have sweat written there as a reminder to never be complacent and no pain, no gain kind of thing. I grew up playing sports with a very strict father when it came to sports. And if there's one thing I learned throughout my years playing sports growing up is that nothing's in life's going to be given to you, and most things take a lot of effort and hard work. And so it's kind of a sweat is kind of a reminder to not shy away from the things that make us uncomfortable, because on the other side of that, sweat is results, and results are always good. So that's kind of a reminder to the marathon continues sort of thing. This one's going to be tricky to show you guys, but essentially, if I can get the camera to stop focusing on my eyeballs, here we go. So this thing wrapping around here, and here, and here is a snake, and it wraps all the way around. There, all the way over here. And so I like the idea of having a snake wrapping around my arm, but I thought it would be gnarly if we had it all chopped up. Because, why be normal? Well, we have a normal snake wrapped around her, one that's chopped to shit. And snakes have always kind of freaked me out. And I think having one on my arm is sort of one of those things where I don't think it's necessarily a reminder to face my fears in life, but sort of keep your enemies close sort of vibes, And that sounds kind of dark, but I'm a dark kind of fella sometimes too, so what do you do? And then we got the skull. The skull with the sword through it. And I'm not gonna lie, I was watching a ton of Game of Thrones when I decided upon this tattoo. So, it's sort of our Game of Thrones inspired tattoo. I've spent thousands of hours probably playing Skyrim when I was younger. Skyrim and Oblivion. And that whole sort of swordsmanship aesthetic. It's kind of timeless for me, so yeah, I like that. You guys might have noticed the lines all over my arms. And then the clouds. There's also lightning strikes. That's sort of in traditional tattoo art. People get fillers. A lot of people just get little star ashes, and I on a whim, kind of at the studio last minute, was like, "Hey, dude, I really think it'd be cool if we did like a thunderstorm or a lightning storm as like the background filler to bring all these tattoos together, to bring them all together." Bring them all together. So I elected to do like a lightning storm, rainstorm as filler for my tattoos, which I do like. Definitely makes the sleeve very busy, but as is my brain, so it works out just fine. My first tattoo ever on this arm was this wolf. And it says, "Until Valhalla." Until Valhalla. It's like a mad wolf, and Until Valhalla is sort of a Viking thing for Viking warriors and their culture in general. Valhalla was like the place for afterlife, Odin's Hall. Valhalla was where the Vikings would go and they would die. And feast with the gods type of thing. And I got this tattoo when my dad passed away. It felt fitting because our relationship was very revolved around like sports, which was hardcore at times. So it was sort of a homage to him, like I'll see you on, because of the warrior thing. I'll see you in Valhalla type of thing. So, do I think Valhalla's real? No, but, the tattoo's cool. And then the chick. I like this one. It's probably one of my favorite tattoos, but you guys have seen this one a lot. This girl. I really like the traditional style. And she's got a few tattoos of her own. She's got a cross there, and a teardrop, and a diamond dug into her collarbone. I won't go into the meaning of those, but she's badass. And then we have the legs, because I'm a leg kind of fella. But I really do like this. They're sort of supposed to be, they're upside down, obviously, but it's kind of ripping through my skin. Hopefully that's focused, but you can see that the legs are also tattooed, and there's Egyptian hieroglyphics on the legs. rugs as well as some traditional sort of stuff. There we have like a skinwalker, and then we have some spider webs and half moon and all that good stuff. Because I'm sort of intrigued with Egyptian culture and technology, and so every time I think about that sort of stuff, it sort of opens up my imagination. And so when I see this tattoo, it kind of gets my imagination intrigued, you know. And who doesn't like to have a good broad imagination, for lack of better words? Broad imagination. And then my video game inspired tattoo. That right there would be Escape from Tarkov. And it says it's a Alton helmet, not an Alton helmet, a Fast MT helmet with a visor with a bullet hole through it. And it says one tapped. If you guys follow my Twitch channel, I used to play Escape from Tarkov almost exclusively. I got that game in 2018, and I don't know, I've just kind of burned out on it. Played it a lot, but it's one of my favorite games of all time. So that's why I got a tattoo inspired by it. And then I guess that takes us to our new tattoo, which is still very sore because I got it yesterday. But so I'll show you guys the drawing of the tattoo that my artist sent me on my phone. Let me find it real quick, and then I'll show you the actual tattoo. Okay, so that's the drawing. Hopefully that's visible, but that's the drawing. That's the drawing of the tattoo. I wanted to do something sort of vaporwave inspired. I'm a big fan of the sort of 90s and 80s aesthetic. Sort of when tech was really starting to become prominent in the world, and that sort of Blade Runner utopian sort of aesthetic was supposed to be what our future was going to be, and people just ran wild with technology inspired illustrations and graphics, and it sort of piloted a generation that I think should never have stopped. A bunch of straight lines and sort of vaporwave inspired look, and I just think it's almost like the 90s kids roaring 20s for tech, if you will. And I think looking back, I feel a ton of nostalgia, and it makes me feel inspired seeing that sort of artwork. So I told my tattoo artist, I was like, dude, let's do like an 80s, 90s sort of Lamborghini Ferrari, straight line sort of car, with some, mountainous sort of stuff and some palm trees. But we need the vaporwave aesthetic to be very prominent. And I was like, I was thinking Vice City, sort of the Grand Theft Auto game, and I was like, man, let's put like a girl in there somewhere. And I don't know what you're gonna be able to do. I don't know what you can be able to do with that sort of vomit of design, inspiration. But let's see what you can do. And literally 2 days later, he sent me that drawing, and I was like, bro, we're doing that. That's it. And so here's what he ended up doing, and I hope you can see this. So yeah, as you can see, we have the mountain regions with the palm trees, the vaporwave aesthetic going on down there, the vaporwave sort of 80s and 90s aesthetic there. We got the car. We have a rear view mirror with a girl's eyes and a sunset going on up there. Sort of vaporwave pyramids going on there, because fire-ass tattoo if you ask me, but you know, to each his own. Some of you guys might think it's lame as hell. That's fine. But yeah, so I'm thinking different colors. Let me know what you guys think the car should be in the comments. I'm personally leaning towards red. That's what I think of when I think of a sports car. I would do white, but white tattoos don't work like that. So it's gonna have to be a hard color. But yeah, that's the new tattoo, and hopefully you guys think that's pretty cool. And that pretty much completes our sleeve. I'll probably get like something here to sort of fill this area, and then maybe something like here. And then the next thing we're gonna do is a chest piece, and that will go to cover up this terrible star that I have here. Obviously, I do have a tattoo on my neck. I have no idea if you guys can see this or not. So that was the creation of man. I really like this tattoo. It's a beautiful artwork. It's a very subtle and elegant sort of tattoo. And I was very hesitant to get anything ever on my neck, so I got it on the lower portion. That way if I wear a button-up shirt, if I'm ever any interviews in the future, no one can see my tattoo on my neck. But my buddy Andy Vasquez, he is a tattoo artist at Iron Car Tattoo. He's a monster, and I'll actually tag these guys in Instagram posts. Not Instagram. Below this video, I'll tag their Instagrams. You guys can feel free to go check them out if you want to, see some of their work. Maybe book an appointment if you need to. Just tell them I sent you. But yeah. I have like I said, a pretty ugly star here. I'm gonna try to get that covered up. That was my first tattoo. I was like 17, and zero thought went into it. I was just like, hey, let's just do a tattoo. Fucking star, bro. Totally cheesy. And regretted it immediately after I got out of the chair. So there you go. But I want to do I'm thinking for the chest piece, like a Greek style Medusa head, and then some gnarly snakes coming out the sides, to kind of take up the space here. But that's just kind of off the cuff. We'll see if that changes or not. Yeah, I have a AK-47 tattooed on my thigh, but I'm not gonna show you guys that because it's gonna require me to do like a handstand or get in a really uncomfortable pose. But just know that I do have another tattoo on my thigh. Okay, I think that's everything. Yeah, I have no idea if anybody found that relaxing, but it's definitely a ramble video, if you will. So yeah, thanks so much for hanging out with me. Hopefully you found that relaxing. I know a few of you guys have asked for that sort of video. So it was about time. Okay, love you all. Hopefully the camera is able to focus on those tattoos. It can be tricky. The Sonys really like the eyeballs. Yeah, so I'll see you guys next time. Make sure you like, comment on the video, help me out with the algorithm, and I will see you again soon. Oh, if you made it this far, surprise, I ordered more makeup. We have a Joker roleplay in the works. This one's gonna be cool. Alright, see you soon.